Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now my goal is that after this video is to show you guys another way that you can earn online, which is becoming a women empowerment coach. Now if this is your guys' first time on my channel, my name is Lai Lacaba. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run my own outsourcing agency here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home, so make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, our guest for today calls herself a multi-passionate woman. She is a female empowerment coach, a mom, a wife, and she still works a job from 9 to 5. She wants to help women overcome their insecurities, boost their confidence, and reconnect with themselves through mental fitness. She started her own journey about 3 years ago and now has decided to turn it into a business last year. Okay guys, so without further ado, please help me welcome my amazing guest today, Miss Sophie James. Hi Sophie!
Hi, how are you, Leanne? Thank you for having me.
Doing good. I'm really excited to have you. I'm really excited to dive into what it is that you do. I know not a lot of people have heard of this, especially if they're newer in like the coaching or like knowing that there's coaches. So, Sophie, I'd love to know, how did you get started as a woman empowerment coach? How did that all kind of start out?
I'm just going to give you the shorter version. About 3.5 years ago, well, 5 years ago, I had my first daughter. And next thing you know, I didn't know much about postpartum depression and all that. And then 2 years later, I had my son, and that hit me really hard. So I
Mm-hmm.
fell into a hole where I lost myself. So I didn't really know where to go. I didn't have any
Mm-hmm.
motivation. And then I had to do that self work. I call that the mental work, where I reconnect with who I am. I reconnect with my entourage, with my family, my loved one, and I started to find a purpose in life. So while doing this, I also hired a coach to help me work through everything that I was going through. I had
Mm-hmm.
so many limiting beliefs, and so while doing that, I was like, I love what you're doing. It was so empowering to me. I was able to find a purpose in life. I was able to do something for my children, and I realized that there are so many women out there who are going through the same thing as me. At first, I thought I was the only one because nobody really talk about these things. And
Mm-hmm.
once I realized there is a wider community of women who need to feel empowered, who need to find a purpose in life, who need to get rid of all the limiting beliefs, I realized that I would love to return the favor because my coach was able to help me get through all the blocks, and I was able to see so much in life, and I was like, why not? So with my own experience, I was able to, like, I do want to become a women empowerment coach and help them break through the negative cycle and move forward and pass all the blocks.
That's amazing. And I love that it's really surrounding yourself with women who have gone through what you've gone through. You know, you had your coach who then coached you or helped you through the process, and now you're also, full circle moment of just now you're giving back. You're having
Yeah.
these women that at that time you felt so lonely, you feel less lonely by being the person that you needed at that time when you were really struggling. So diving
Exactly.
into a little bit about what you do. So you mentioned a little bit of how you've done a lot of mental work. So what does that look like as you are now coaching women? What does a women empowerment coach do?
So we go through like a process of figuring out what's going on, right? I'm not going to call myself a therapist because a therapist really deal with a lot of past hardship problem, right? But usually
Mm-hmm.
I work with women who have an understanding of what's affecting the present right now. So a lot of women, they either have postpartum, right? They're on medication, but they just don't want to rely on the medication. They need to learn how to move forward, right? How can I get up in the morning every day without taking my pills? I don't want to cry every day. Oh no, I just want to have a day where I don't have to cry. And I always say crying is fine, but what do
Yeah.
you do after crying? That's most important. Cry and let it out. So we work on figuring out the blocks, right? Why you believe that you can't move past the hurt. And then
Mm-hmm.
once we figure that out, we do some what I call mental exercise. It's like daily 15-minute exercise, and you can do an increment of 2 minutes. It's kind of help rewire your brain. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
full-on meditation. I call that mental fitness exercise. It's just a 2 minute silence. You can do brain reprogramming, but
Mm-hmm.
self-command. There we go. Self-command. That's the word I was looking for.
Right.
You command your mind to wherever you want it to go. Because if you let your mind just direct your life, it's just going to go into a negative hole. Because as human, we have more negative thought than positive thought. So we work on changing that out, implementing more positive thought like affirmation. And then from there, we do some action work. Like, what are you
Mm-hmm.
going to do today? So again, life is a bunch of challenge after challenge that you overcome. And that's usually how you feel empowered. That's how you feel the confidence that you need to move forward because you have the confidence or you know that you are able to achieve this small little challenge today. So tomorrow it's a lot easier to overcome another challenge. So we go step by step and then I give my clients small, like I don't want to say exercise or homework, but something that they can just do every day. But they usually have a hard time doing it. And once they accomplish that, it's like, great. So we are looking for the next challenge. We
Mm-hmm.
usually have a list of things like, oh, I don't feel confident doing. I don't like to do that. Most of women is all about our body image, right? We don't
Mm-hmm.
like what we look like, especially after having kids. I had 2 kids, and I totally understand when someone like, I don't look like I used to when I was 18. Well, 18, your bone structure is different,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So we work around so many things, and I ask certain amount of questions that we don't even think about. So that's the thing. Like I usually have this question. So how do you feel about this? They're like, oh, I've never thought of that, you know, and
Mm.
it's pretty much how I work through my with my clients.
That's pretty amazing. One way that I'm kind of imagining how you're doing it is they're drowning. You're not asking them why they're drowning. You're just like, okay, let's get you up. Let's get you up to the paddle. Let's get you up to the boat. So like you said, you're not a therapist. You don't dive into that part. You're now just really
Right.
focusing on getting them to the next step. And then the next step, they may
Right.
fall. They can get, you help them get back up.
Get
So
back up
that's
again.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
They already know that they're drowning. So I'm not here to tell you, yes, you are drowning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they usually come to me saying that I'm drowning, I need to get out, but I just don't know how. So I am
Mm-hmm.
the hand that they reach to so I can just pull them out of that hole.
Love it. I love it. So you mentioned already that you became this person or you became this coach because, becoming the person that you needed at that time. Out of curiosity, how did you get started with your first client or your first coaching gig? How were you able to attract these women who, again, know they're drowning, but don't quite know how to reach out or know that there's help available for them?
So me personally, I use Instagram. And a lot of
Mm,
people probably use YouTube or Facebook. So I use both Instagram and Facebook. But at
mm,
first, when I even started my business, I wasn't all about buy my stuff, right? So at the beginning, I was giving value. What I call value is showing people my experience, telling people what I've been through,
mm,
sharing my personal stories, and then the progress that I had to go through. Because when I also started my business a year ago, even though my journey started over like 3, 5 years ago,
mm,
I was still going through a process, as a business owner, I was like, I had that limiting belief as well. Like, who's going to buy my stuff? But I realized that value is more important. So I started doing weekly lives on my
mm,
Instagram page. I also go to different Facebook groups that are around my niche, which like for women who kind of need to feel empowered because I was part of a couple of these groups too. So I started asking questions or replying to questions that most ladies had. Every time someone asks a question, so I try to help as much as I can. I
mm,
don't tell them, yes, I have this program going on. I said, no, this is what I've done that helped me throughout my journey. If you feel
mm,
like you need help with anything, I don't mind sharing my story and helping you along the way. So the first few clients, I would say I work with women just strictly for free in the first like few months because I
mm.
felt like I need the experience as well to work with others.
Sure.
So by working on yourself is different, but then working with somebody else, you realize that everybody's have different problem and obstacles. So I try to work with diverse women, different obstacles. So I have a broader background and experience. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I got started. And then one of the women that I was helping with, I helped her for like a whole 4 weeks completely. And she saw so much, a really big breakthrough. And from there, she was like, oh my God, can we keep doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. So I put a price to it. Because at the time, I didn't even know how much I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
price or charge someone. So I just gave her that was like my lowest price ever, and it felt good at the time. Once you realize that,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I have something to offer, and someone want to pay me for what I know. That's a boost of confidence right there.
True.
Okay, so in order for you to get that confidence, you have to start somewhere. And then word to mouth. I also still in a couple of Facebook groups, still helping people for free. I usually don't ask for anything, but usually when they want an extended one-on-one work with me, or
Mm.
they reach out to me, or I also have a course coming up, so I can
Wow.
help a lot more women without just giving them just 1 hour a week. So you can have this course, you can read through it and watch it,
Sure.
and it is easier. Yeah.
That's amazing. You basically a lot of, you started with value, which you're still giving value, which is amazing because, of course, imagine a person who's drowning. It's like, oh, I see a little plank there. Like, I want to reach out to it. Like, I want to keep, like, keep pushing myself out. How do I do that? And then, of course, you switch them over. But I love that you're starting with value. I love that. Of course, word of mouth is super easy once people see that value. And we all started with lower price. Like I remembered I charged $2 for a 500-word article because I thought that was good enough. So
Right.
completely understandable. So far, what has been this most surprising thing or your favorite thing about being a women empowerment coach online? What has been something that lights you up or something that excites you still whenever it happens or whenever you're able to do it?
So first of all, with the online part is that I can choose whatever time I want. I can
Mm-hmm.
work with anyone all over the world.
Sure.
It's just up to me. If I want to wake up at 3 a.m. so I can help someone whose time zone is like 12 p.m., it's my
Mm-hmm.
choice. So time flexibility for me, it's amazing when it comes to working online. And another thing is the impacts that I make to a bigger audience, and not just in my little
Mm-hmm.
state. I help people from different countries all over the world. And this is very interesting, and that's what I love the most about working online.
Sure, sure. Just like right now, it's 9 p.m. as we're recording it. It's 9 p.m. for me, 9 a.m. for you, and we
Is
chose
my
this
name?
time. Just the beauty of working online. So, as a coach, like, what has been your favorite part or surprising part for you?
Oh, it's definitely for me the impact that I've made to women who
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know that they needed that help.
True.
I feel that's my biggest accomplishment. They were like, huh, I didn't know I was going through that. But the more you talk
Mm-hmm.
about it, the more it makes sense. So that impact that I'm able to put out to the world, it's very amazing to me.
That's amazing. And it sounds like, everything starts with a mom. Like all of like personalities, our brains,
Yes.
literally how smart we are come from our mom. So it makes sense that you are now you've helped them one mom, but you're also helping like their two or three other kids of theirs because you've
Yes.
helped. So it's kind of like a really cool domino effect. So far,
Exactly.
let's say you're meeting Sophie of 3 years ago, like no idea how to be a coach, but you kind of have this really good idea how to get started. What has been a common advice that you've given out for someone who is wondering, like, how do I get started as a coach?
Do your own mental work, mental fitness work, which
Mm,
means is help yourself build the muscle needed in your brain to overcome obstacles. Again, with this society, we tend to compare ourselves to other people. Let's say we are just starting and we are comparing ourselves with someone who's been doing this work for 5 to 10 years.
mm,
So if you don't have the strong muscle to help you switch all this negative thought, like, oh my God, this person is doing so much more than me, this person is getting so much client and I'm still not even getting clients, So I will say do the work needed. So you want to do the work necessary to overcome all your limiting beliefs. And once you get through that, you want to take one step at a time and celebrate the small win. The first win could be go live on Instagram or Facebook.
Sure.
Most people are not comfortable. They're like, I don't want to put my face out there. I don't want people to see me. Why not? I want you to overcome this limiting belief so that you can start going live. That's how people connect with you. And then once you start doing the work needed, you will realize that, you know what? I don't care. Rejection happens. It will happen. People are going to tell you, you know what? No, I don't want to work with a coach right now. People
Mm-hmm.
are still very skeptical about coaches because they think like, what do you have to teach me? But me, I'm like, I don't really have to teach you anything. I just help you get where you want to go. I will guide you. I went through it like that. I will just share with you what I've been through. If you feel that this connect with you as well, and that's the step you want to take, then you are working with me. And also, as a coach, you have the choice to choose who you want to work with. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a person who is not just giving you a hard time, you can tell them, you know what, I don't think we're a good fit. So
Mm.
just again, is just do the work needed to overcome your own limiting belief and just keep going and celebrate every single win. Even if it's going live one time, yes, you did it, right? Even if it's staying consistent, 4 live a month, that's also a win. So
Sure.
celebrate no matter how small it is.
I love that. It's if you want to, and this is something that I've always said. If you can't pour from an empty cup, you can't be this whole amazing coach if you yourself don't have the right like foundation or the right structure to be able to give.
Exactly.
Because that's a lot
Exactly.
of what a coach does is you give your
Yes.
experience, your advice, and how they can move forward, basically. So I love that. And of course, celebrating little wins, I'm a big fan of that. So, right now, Sophie, what is your big, hairy, audacious goal? What is a goal that you're working towards as a coach, as a person, as Sophie? What does that look like?
So my goal really is to help a big crowd of women at once. So if I
Mm,
had to put a number by the end of the year, I want to be able to help at least 10,000 women, at least. And some people might be like, it's not the bigger goal, but for me, it is a big goal because going from one on one, because of the limiting, the time that I have and the amount of women that I'm able to help, I believe that
hmm.
I can help a lot more women. So if I can help 10,000 women by the end of this year, that will be awesome.
That's amazing. I love that. And it's basically just scaling. It's just growing yourself, growing the message that you also have. So that's amazing. I love that. And I love that it's specific.
Thank
And
you.
nothing is I always believe that no goal is too big or too small. It has to be up to
Right.
you. So I love that. So how can people find you? How can people support you if they want to reach out? They're watching this and like, okay, I want to be part of the 10,000 women that you want to help. So how can people find you, Sophie?
So if you go on Instagram at My Blissful Life Journey, all one word, because when I started, it was my journey that I wanted to share
Mm-hmm.
my journey of being blessed. And that name resonated with me so much. So I still have the same Instagram, My Blissful Life Journey. Same thing, my website is myblissfullifejourney.com.
Mm-hmm.
And my Facebook group is My Blissful Life Journey, Boost Your Confidence. So I will love to see you there.
Yeah, and I'll link all of those guys below so you can check Sophie out. Thank you so much, Sophie, for
Thank
sharing your
you.
story, sharing a lot of the impact that you're giving into the world. Like I said, it's like a quick domino effect. When you start with a mom, everyone, it kind of cascades down, even generations,
Um,
to be honest. I'm so happy to have you, Sophie.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was a pleasure. Thanks.
So guys, again, I'll link all of Sophie's link down below and make sure to check her out. And if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button right there and leave a comment below what else kind of job you guys want to see me interview. Now, if you guys haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home. Check out more videos on how to start your online business right here, more videos on how to have a work from home career right here, and of course, the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!